Hello everybody. The program that I would like to talk about today is Visa 188. This is the Business Innovation and Investment Program for Australia, which is allowing the entrepreneurs to move to Australia on a temporary work permit, which is valid for 5 years, without doing any prior investment, move to Australia, and within these 5 years to start their own business, invest for at least 200 to 250,000 Australian dollar, and after that obtain your permanent residency. So it means that if even you enter Australia with this visa and you stay there for 5 years, and for whatever reason you do not start your business, and even you extend it for another 2 years, for 7 years you will have the valid residence visa for Australia, and during this time you will have enough time to decide whether you would like to commit yourself to start the business, or you would like to stay there and to become a permanent resident by starting your own business. There is some certain requirement for this program that I will tell you about, the major requirements that will give you an indication that whether you will be able to apply or not. The first factor is age. You should be less than 55 years of age to be able to apply for this program. Your spouse age will not be any issue, and your children also, their age will not be an issue. As long as they are a student and as long as they are dependent on you and financially dependent on you and living with you, they will be able to enter into this application and to move together with you to Australia. The next factor is that there is a system of point system which you have to show that you have got minimum 65 points. The minimum 65 point will include some factors like your age, the level of your English, your education, your managerial experience, and some other factors which we will assess you, and we will tell you that whether you are initially eligible to apply for the program or not. Another important factor which you have to consider in mind is that you should show that you have got at least 4 years of business experience, and within these 4 years you should show that at least 2 years of these 4 years you have had a minimum share of 30% in the business, and your share has never been less than 30% within these minimum 2 years. So this is another eligibility criteria that you should have. And another factor is that your business should really be active and should show that it has got a certain amount of turnover, and the profitability of the business is not that much important, but what is important is your turnover in the specific points which is to be considered in this program for you. The amount of asset that you and your spouse together should show as a minimum amount of asset is 1,250,000. Before it was 800,000, but in this year it increased to 1.25 million Australian dollars, which you can show with any assets under your name or your spouse's name, which includes the money that you have got in your bank account, the money that will be the value of your property. So if you have got any properties with a proper title deed, an official evaluator will make an assessment of that, and the document to be provided will be part of your application to prove that 1.25 million Australian dollars. Also, if you have got shares in the stocks, or the value of your shares in the business also will be considered in this 1.25. The other factor is English. Well, the minimum level of English which you require to have, we call it functional language, functional English. The functional English means that in IELTS scale, though you will be able to provide other tests as well, like for example TOEFL, but the IELTS minimum score will be 4.5 in a general test and equivalent in the other types of tests, and this will be the functional English. So you may ask that if somebody doesn't have this level of language and he or she doesn't have the time to progress their language in this level, the good news is that in this program there is a payment which is called second installment, that you will pay this amount and you will be waived from from the language requirement. Of course, I'm sure everybody who is listening to this video, they know their English and they have got a good level, but this is like in case somebody of your friends and relatives who may want to apply and you would like to tell them about this program. So this is the level of the requirement, and as I told you, it can be waived. And the amount of money that you will be paying as second installment, the good news is that when you move to Australia, you will be able to use some of the training courses which is provided by the state or by the territory or the state in Australia free of charge. So you actually have not wasted all your money. And the other factor which is important in this program is that the program is based on EOI. It's expression of interest. If you have a minimum point of 65, you will be able to submit an EOI, which is an expression of interest, providing the information and the facts and getting the points for that. But the thing is that there are different categories of selecting you in this program. Either it can be by the federal government or it can be by the states. Sometimes you may not qualify in the federal level. So we have done preparations in our files that we provide a business plan and an application process for several different states based on the requirement they have got. Like for example, one state you see that they are not accepting less than bachelor degree. Another one, they are not accepting, let's say, less than this level of English. Okay, so based on your situation and the assessment that we have made, we choose at least 2 of the states there, and then we submit the application to them. And we actually get the nomination from these states. When we get the nomination from these states, then the nomination will go to the government office and they will issue the residence permit, which is valid for 5 years for the whole family. And as I mentioned in the very beginning, you will go there, you move there, and then by fulfilling the requirement of the investment, you will be able to later on apply for permanent residency. The Australian program 188 is one of the best programs that is allowing the people to move to Australia, work and live there. If you would like to know about your eligibility, you may contact us. Our consultants will guide you with the program, meetings will be arranged, and finally we will start your program. Wish you a great day and bye.